Hi, this is Lorenzo Valoria from GamesRadar.com, and I'm checking out Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, and I'm here with...
Brandon Zien, Global Brand Manager from Namco.
All right, and this is the brand new content, so why don't you take us through a little bit of what's included?
Yeah, so Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, which releases globally on August 24th, available for digital download in North America, will include a host of new content for the user to explore and play through on the game. What you're seeing right now is completely new content that has never been seen before or played before. Essentially, the backstory to this new content is that the player gets basically sent back in past and discovers the story when the knight Artorias still lives. So essentially, what that is I'm gonna skip ahead to an area in the game where we're gonna actually see Knight Artorias. He's one of the 4 bosses that you're gonna be being able to go up against. The first being the Sanctuary Guardian, which is a chimera, which basically we just took down. I'm gonna run back there and show you guys that, but first I'm gonna show you Knight Artorias. So we're basically rolling into the Oolacile Sanctuary. This is another new area. Obviously, you guys who played this game on the console are familiar with the BONFIRE system, essentially acting as a checkpoint system for players to, I say, save their progress. Doesn't make the game any easier, it just makes it a little less frustrating, so you don't have to go back and trek through everything.
Cool, so this looks like a new forest region. You mentioned that it was like the gardens from before.
So basically, yeah. So this is the Oolacile tomb. Essentially, if players played through, I'm entering into Royalwood. It's similar to Darkroot Garden from the console version, just in the sense that it's a forest level. There are new mobs. We're going to come up onto a couple in just a moment here. So here's a character who essentially has a giant pitchfork, and he's going to try to kill me with that. And I'm just going to come around back and stick it to him, or try to stick it to him.
So he's like a scarecrow guy who's gardening in the forest.
Yeah, so this is actually the name of him is a wooden scarecrow. And we also have chained prisoners, and there's a stone knight, as you can see, I just got pummeled with.
Yeah, this guy's massive, yeah.
So, I mean, it makes it a lot more fun, more variety, within the gameplay as you're playing through the new content in the game. Yeah, so this is a Knight Artorias, also referred to as Artorias of the Abyss. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I saw you fight this guy earlier, and he seemed pretty tough, so see how you do this time.
So here's the cool boss opening cinematic. We'll watch this before I jump into it. This is also the first time this has ever been shown. I mean, if you guys have seen our most recent trailer that was released during E3, there was a small tease of this, and the Gamescom trailer, which is just released as well. You're going to see a small tease of this character at the very end. This is the first time that you're actually seeing it in its entirety.
Right, I think the last trailer just showed him stabbing that guy, and that was pretty much it.
Exactly.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, so basically you're seeing this character. He's relentless in his attacks. Very quick on the melee. He jumps towards you. He's got this like purple kind of like poison, if you will, that he kind of leaves behind. I want to avoid that and not step on that. He also has this crazy impale move, which and that's me going through the floor. Debug menu. Sorry about that.
So the ooze that he's leaving behind poisons you.
Yes, I mean not the poison that you get from being in some of the other areas, if you're familiar with like the poison, but essentially it does take off your life.
So what level do you think you should be to fight this guy?
I mean, typically, depending on how fast you play through the game, I'd say if you play through the game for the first time, you could be level anywhere from 70 to 100 and whatever. Just if the player really likes to grind it out and play the mobs and really level up and focus on leveling up until they've played through the game once, then you can probably get to this new content in like the early hundreds, maybe in the before then. But a player like myself, when I played through the game the first couple of times, I was like level 130, 140. even that, you're still going to run into some serious challenges with these characters. I mean, the character that you're seeing me play with is pretty juiced up, and you saw right there, I got owned.
Yeah, it seems pretty tough still. So we'll just skip ahead. Let's try again.
So, yeah, I'll get into some other things I want to talk about after this, actually.
So how many bosses are there? This is the second one, and I beat the first one, but...
There's the Black Dragon, so there's the Sanctuary Guardian, there's Artorias of the Abyss, and there will be a fourth boss, which we're not announcing just yet.
Awesome.
And then there's also another NPCs. So I mentioned there's Hawkeye Gov, however you want to pronounce it. I can quickly show you guys that after. And then there's the Elizabeth Sanctuary Keeper that you guys saw earlier. There's also new weapons and armor. So the armor you're seeing right now, Artorias of the Abyss, I'm going to be able to use that throughout the game and play with everything you see me going up against him right now. So that's pretty cool, actually.
So even the sword and...
So everything he's wearing.
Is it the ooze and everything comes with it?
Fortunately, no, that doesn't come with it. That might make it a little bit OP, but maybe sometimes in the future.
Well, the armor looks pretty badass in itself, so...
Yeah.
A little help with the debug settings, we whittled them down to nothing. And here we go, one more hit. Oh. All right, let's get this guy's armor, see what that looks like.
Funny that I mean, he doesn't drop his armor specifically. You're gonna have to find it somewhere. I mean, if you most of the characters like within the console version of the game, if you're familiar and played through all the bosses, armor is usually scattered like on dead corpses, or it's like under a bridge, or it's found around a corner. Not necessarily dropped by the bosses. So in this case, that's one of those scenarios.
Boo.
So here we're entering into another new area that's never before been seen. Obviously, yes, there's a bonfire right away, so I don't have to go trek back through everything if I happen to die.
Yeah, there seems like there's a lot of bonfires in the expanded.
They're strategically positioned. Like, I mean, as you saw with that character, with Knight Artorias, if I'm going to be like legitimately playing through that with like not a juiced up character, that's going to take me like hours.
Right.
So I mean, right immediately after that, it's kind of a nice reward for the character. So here we have some new mobs down here.
This looks like one of the guys that he stabbed earlier.
Yeah, exactly. It was one of his zombie characters that he stabbed earlier. Let's back up here.
These guys look pretty freaky. They got like massive hands and long arms and some kind of face hugger on their face.
Oh, definitely. These are the chained prisoners. That's what these guys are called.
Awesome.
So we're going to go over here, and we're going to go down. Let's see if I can find the switch. I don't think that's the area, actually. I'm going to continue going down here. Have some fun here with a two-hander.
So how long would you say it would take somebody to get through this new content?
That's a good question. I mean, really depends how experienced they are with Dark Souls, because, as you know, Dark Souls is all about trial and error. Like, the more you play the game, the easier it becomes. So I would say that if the character has played a lot, 20 hours, it's very subjective. Like, it could be anywhere from 20 to 40. It just really depends how good they are. I mean, that really what it comes down to.
Just on the new content, huh? That's pretty impressive. 40 hours.
I mean, that 40 hours, I would say, is if you're fairly inexperienced. I would say, for someone who's probably played the game a lot, they could probably get it done in under 10 hours.
Awesome.
Yeah. It just depends how, if you kill a boss on like one attempt, or if you're actually going to be wasting like 3-4 hours on like Knight Artorias alone.
Yeah, I got stuck on a few bosses that took me, weeks to beat. So.
And it also depends on, how your character specs. So, obviously this character is built for melee. I mean, if you come in as a complete caster, obviously the boss, you know, has strengths against casters, has strengths against melee guys. So it really depends on how you're spec'd, how your character is played. It's going to make it easier and harder. As you know, a lot of people know, when you go in and play like the Four Kings, it really depends what kind of character you have. If you're getting through on NG++, NG+++, and you're playing those characters, or those bosses, excuse me, it really depends on what your build is. So, I mean, strategy comes down to it. I mean, you guys are familiar with this.
I was just going to say, you didn't check the box, you didn't hit the box.
Man, I'm a noob. These guys hit hard, so let's see if I can take him out before he... No! I'm going to get eaten there. All right, let's see if we can get some nice two-handed one-shots here. Boom.
Nice. Oh, this one's a caster, looks like.
Oh no, let me get up there. So, I mean, obviously, I'm one-shotting these guys with two-hander. I'm pretty juiced up with this character, so don't think it's going to be that easy when you play this.
You guys don't have the debug codes. Yeah, dual wield crazy ass weapons.
What do we got in here? So we'll also mention, you know, even though I'm playing a debug version of the game, this is the final build. So this is the master build. This is what you're going to see when you hopefully purchase this game and download it and play it in a few weeks. So one other thing I just wanted to mention, you saw previously at E3, we said we were going to have PvP online matchmaking system. We didn't go into any of the details at E3, but I can announce now that there will be a player battle royale stage, essentially where you can go 1v1, 2v2, PvP in a closed level. A lot of players who PvP'd in the console version would essentially go into certain levels of the game, and they would use those levels as kind of their de facto PvP arenas. But we've actually, the developer from software has heard the community. People really like to PvP, so that's just one cool feature that's going to be added. So coming out of Gamescom, check for some of the cool coverage on that. This comes out August 24th. It's available on Steam. It's available on other digital distribution platforms as well. So, you know, go get it. Visit us on preparetodie.com for any information, new content, new screens, new trailers. You can also find us on the Namco Bandai Facebook page and follow Filthy Rich, his Twitter page, who's the community manager for Namco Bandai Games.
Thanks a lot, Brandon. And for more information on Dark Souls Prepare to Die Edition, be sure to check out GamesRadar.com and keep an eye out for all the details during Gamescom. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.